to me. You are a darkness, a total mystery. You are a nightmare fantasy. You are a taker, and you have taken.
Look at you with your backdrop of Christmas. It's too early for that.
You like that?
No.
I don't care.
Thanksgiving time, and I've got a Thanksgiving treat for you.
That's my Thanksgiving tree.
All right, I'll give you that.
This is SchlockFest Holiday Edition. That's my Thanksgiving tree. I'm Ray McGuff.
And I'm Jean-Paul Mantilla with the curls.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's like an Einstein look or if that's the homeless look or what's going on there.
It's the COVID look.
The COVID look.
I refuse to go get a haircut, so it just grows curly and long.
It looks like 70 garter snakes.
Ooh. That's awesome.
It looks like Carrot Top after a long night in an oil field.
Ooh, I like that one. I like that one. Give me more. Do I look like Screech? Get any Screech remarks?
You look like the homeless Spanish version of Screech.
Yes, I'll take that.
You went to La Bayside.
La Bayside. It's all right because I saved by bell. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, in the bell, I saved.
You look like you've been rejected from a casting call for a live stage play production of Blood In, Blood Out.
One more.
You look like a cross between Gorilla Grodd.
Ooh, okay.
And that's it. That's all. You look like Gorilla Grodd.
All right. So
that was fun.
On that token, we're going back to our fun regular format where I torture you.
After the last time where we made fun of COVID and then I got COVID, I just want to have fun again. Let's just. Are we going
to address that? Do you want to address it?
Real quick, I addressed it in another podcast I was on last night, but I will say I had COVID for 14 days. It was some of the worst times of my life. I don't have words to describe how scary it could be for somebody that I'm overweight. I'll just be honest, about 40 pounds overweight, 50 probably, if I'm being honest. And that's my only underlying medical conditions besides needing glasses. I don't have anything else wrong with me. Luckily, if I would have had one other thing, I would have been in the hospital. There's no doubt in my mind. I could not function properly as somebody who was healthy, let alone I couldn't imagine having like emphysema or something. It would have just been terrible. So I made it through. I'm no longer contagious. I have the blood of I have tiger blood now. So I'm immune for, depending on which study you believe, from anywhere from the next 2 weeks to the next 12 months. So
okay. So what's the moral of the lesson that we've learned?
I think it's just to not tempt fate, man. We took a chance at making a little joke about how disappointing it was that we never got to hang out anymore, and we both risked our lives, and it was stupid. We shouldn't have done it.
So. And we should have done that. So people, wear your fucking masks.
Wear your masks, wash your hands. Don't go visiting friends that aren't in your normal bubbles each day until this is over. It sucks, man. This man, he's not just my friend, he's my brother. We've been friends for 15 years. I miss hanging out with them. I miss hanging out with a lot of people, and I wouldn't risk their lives. I would never do this again. So I will be in this little shitty apartment until I get a vaccine. So that's the moral.
Moral. All right, children, remember this. Wear your fucking mask, wash your hands, and stay safe. So on that note, we go back to the format of me torturing you.
All right.
Via Zoom. So this lovely gem that I have found is called Nightmare Weekend.
Nightmare Weekend.
And I had this long, drawn-out plot synopsis, but then I found a new one that I like better.
Okay.
Here's the synopsis. A female scientist performs experiments on 3 college women and turn them into drooling, murderous mutants. So it's
All
up
right.
your alley. You
It's right up my
college
alley.
women, you get your drool, I know you love drool, and mutants. So,
Big fan.
big fan. Frank's got the trailer, just to give you a little tease. We're going to cue up the trailer and make you watch a little taste of it.
A little taste of it.
A little taste of it.
Oh my God, it's a Troma movie.
It's not Troma movie, it's Troma release.
Oh, geez. Excuse the fuck
You're
out of
about
me.
to enter the 21st century of terror. Nightmare Weekend, when computer technology goes mad.
Now you're gonna die! You die!
And high-tech action gets out of control. Nightmare Weekend. A group of college students were invited to spend a pleasure weekend in a mansion. But instead experienced a nightmare weekend. Nightmare Weekend. The first high-tech terror film. Witness an experiment so frightening that it will never leave your mind.
Die!
Experience a lust for power so gruesome that you may lose your mind. Nightmare Weekend. When horrifying humans team up with murderous machines. Nightmare Weekend. When modern technology gets out of human control, the action never stops. Nightmare Weekend. It's the first high-tech terror film. Nightmare Weekend. The 21st century of terror. Rated R.
Rated R.
You like that one?
Man, that looks like a pile of shit.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it.
I mean, the saving grace is all the boobs I saw in just the trailer.
I will tell you this. There's some singing in it, so you'll enjoy that. It's not a full-blown musical, but it's also not me torturing you if there isn't a little singing. It's only 87 minutes, so that's a plus for you. So it came out in 1986 by a wonderful director. I'm going to call him Harley or Harry Salah. And I'll give you a fun little trivia. If you go on the IMDb page of this movie, there's a fun little comment that you know how people put comments or reviews of this movie?
Uh-huh.
The niece of this director said, "I wish I could review this movie that my uncle made, but he refuses to let me see it. Is it really that bad?"
Question mark.
And I think, wow, this sounds like a winner for Randy.
Yeah, what a great time this is going to be.
Great time. It does have a budget of $500,000. And it made $300,000 in the theaters.
Frank, what are we doing wrong? Our independent films, man. We don't have any budgets. This piece of shit got $500,000. We need to find some Saudi Arabian oil barons or something.
or you get Troma to release your movies and
Yeah.
and produce
That-
them.
How do you do that? I guess we got to start going to conventions again once the plague's over.
Or just, email Uncle Lloyd, Dear Lloyd Kaufman. He's got an email address. He'll answer your emails.
That's true.
So it was
All right.
released May 12th of 1986.
Okay.
I think you're going to enjoy this one. I'll give you some highlights of some actors that you may know that are in this. We have Del Mitkitt. He was the father from the original Pet Sematary.
Okay.
He was in the great 90s show Time Tracks. That
Right.
is a cult show. It's a fun show.
Is
And
Judge
then-
Reinhold in this?
Judge Reinhold is not in this.
Oh, okay.
But Ohio's very own from Dayton, Ohio, Andrea Thompson is in this. Her claim to fame, she was in Babylon 5. She was
cool.
also in the wonderful, delightful movie that you and I have talked about, John Candy's Delirious.
Oh, I love that movie. Who's she playing Delirious?
She was just one of the soap actress.
Oh, okay.
When you see her, you'll like, oh, yeah, that girl. And it has I think the famous actor, Robert John Burke, who is from the movie Thinner.
Okay. Yeah.
He was in RoboCop 3. He was also in Tombstone.
Yeah.
And recently he was just in Black Klansman. So, and then other than that, a bunch of nobodies.
Fair enough.
I mean, it's 1986. Why not?
Yeah, I was gonna say from the trailer, definitely filmed in the 80s. So
Yeah, you got a lot of little 80s mobiles and some telephones,
yeah,
boys and girls. This was not just a telephone. It used to be connected to wires and not just to power it up.
that's right.
Ah, Bell.
But yeah, I saw a lot of little 80s homages. Buick.
Yeah. Buick LeSabre.
Everybody was driving Buicks. That was my first car, 1983 Buick LeSabre.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, this one looks like fun. Like I said, it looks terrible, so it ought to be fun to make fun of. So,
yeah.
all right. Anything else?
No, let's do this. Let's
All right.
pull the Band-Aid off.
Let's dive in. What's this called again?
Nightmare Weekend.
Nightmare Weekend.
You are a nightmare.
ZTOTV. Stay
You
tuned.
have a hold on me. You move in silence. You do not speak to me. You are a darkness, a total mystery. You are a nightmare fantasy. You are a nightmare.
Hey, there you are.
Here I am.
All right.
Frightening stranger.
You ready?
And yeah.
Yeah. You sure? Need a second?
Yeah, you ready? Go.
Tip of the tongue. Tip of the tongue. Orbit. 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 Ready.
Go. Bring us back.
This is Ray McGuff. We're back. We just watched something that's hard to describe. Nightmare Weekend. Wow. What a flick.
You are there.
What's
You've
that?
got to hold me.
Yeah.
Beside me. You would not speak to me.
We need to get you a microphone.
A total mystery. You are a nightmare. Nightmare fantasy. That's right. Nightmare
Yeah.
Weekend.
That song was terrible, by the way.
Pure gold.
Yeah. So let me start off with I didn't know what to expect because from the trailer, this just looks like a pile of shit. It it has some interesting ideas in it, but it was like a fever dream. It was like watching a fever dream. Just these things just happen, and they don't seem to connect right. I mean, am I wrong on this?
You're not wrong on this, but
Yeah.
it is schlock for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we'll start off with the movie starts with these two friends, buddies. They're trying to break into this like giant telescope tower, and
It's
or what?
it's a satellite dish, actually.
Satellite. I'm sorry. Yeah, and they've both got little pendant necklaces that, when fits together, makes one necklace. That's how close they are. They're buds. They're
They're
buds.
like us, like our
They had,
pendant.
they had
Yeah.
kerchiefs on. I don't know what that means. I'm just saying, pendant necklace plus kerchiefs. I don't know.
Do I need to give you a kerchief?
A
Kerchief?
kerchief.
A
But
kerchief.
they're trying to break into this place. The tower kicks on, shoots this metal ball into the dude's face and melts it, and he falls to his death. His other buddy, which is played by the actor Burke, right?
Yeah.
Who is the dad in the original Pet Sematary movie. Surprisingly good in this. I mean, I know it was his first movie, but he seemed to be the only one actually acting. So, but he takes off on his motorcycle, boom, gets out of there. Cut to, was it like the scientist lady talking on the phone to this nefarious character about the nightmare weekend she's got set up for these girls. Then it cuts to the girls. We get introduced to them. And also to the scientist and his daughter, who I told Jean-Paul, she shows up to visit her dad and she's wearing the most revealing lingerie I've ever seen in my life. Like, I don't know who she was
Dad,
dressed. Yeah.
Daddy, I want spanked.
Yeah. She's like, I want to play on the computer, Dad. So I dress like this. Well, so the dad, the scientist, he has this crazy setup at his house. Um, it's like a sentient computer system that it's basically, if the it's kind of like the internet was Skynet, but he didn't refer to it as that. But when it's on,
It was,
it's like it does all kinds of shit. It lets you control real world stuff. When it's off, this little hand puppet robot guy controls the dials for him. Am I right?
you're right. Yes, and
Okay.
and in this version of Skynet, it's called Apache. Jump
Apache.
on it. Jump.
Yeah,
Apache.
because the little robot guy goes, Apache, turn off. Uh, I could see this being really cool if it was remade. It's not a bad idea at all. It's just really, really, really poorly made. But the flip side of that is, so now we've been introduced to these people. We go back to the girls, and I couldn't quite discern. This is where some of the stuff doesn't connect right. I couldn't figure out how they got invited to the mansion. Did they
uh,
say?
they really don't go that into it. I mean, it's. I guess it's my understanding. It's a friend of Jessica who is, the scientist's daughter, but they don't really kind of. It's weird because of the mind control. It almost wipes their mind of they don't even know themselves how they get
Right.
invited to it. Just this rando limousine with Adam Driver comes and picks them up.
This guy
Kylo
looks just like fucking Adam Driver now. So he must be related to him. It's probably his uncle or something, man. It's crazy.
Red,
But yeah, this limo comes and picks the girls up. They're all getting ready. Man, they look good for the 80s. I mean,
yeah, and right
nice.
before they get in the car, Grandma goes, "I've got sandwiches for you guys."
Yeah. Classic 80s grandmothers.
So they're in their car, they're driving down, and this one blonde who is played by Andrea Thompson, with their character name is Linda, goes, "These are very dry." All
Yeah.
snobby like. And
She
then
throws the sandwich out the window.
yeah, and then because of the amazing editing that this movie is, from them driving through a dirt road, it then turns into, hey, let's turn into this gas station where there's this bar.
Yeah.
And what happens at this bar, Randy?
Well, at the bar, lots of things happen. It's kind of like this bar is that nightclub from Twin Peaks. There's just all this shit going on that shouldn't be happening ever. So our hero from the beginning of the movie, he's there wiping his bicycle down, his motorcycle, with his dead friend's do-rag. He's sad. Mhm. And then inside of the bar are all these nefarious characters doing weird shit and playing old style pinball games and video games. And our girls come in and they get a little freaky deaky on the dance floor, and they meet a couple of these striking bruisers. And the most hoary of all the whores says, "Hey, I want to take that one with me."
That's right.
Well, that's who?
Her name is Sue.
Sue. Okay. So Sue. So anyway, so the scumbag that's going to come with him has his little buddy who is always wearing a Walkman and dancing like this, like he's listening to Nightmare Weekend. Goes out and like punctures a hole. Yeah, it punctures a hole in the thing, in the tire. And just to time out real quick, little time out. Yeah, at this part, I was like, so far, none of this movie still makes any sense because we don't know why they've stopped here to get a drink, a cold beverage, and now they're inviting these people with them. I don't know, it just was really weird. But the guy gets them in the car. The tire breaks down because it has a hole in it, and the two of the girls get out to go in this little field and chill. The little Walkman guy pulls his motorcycle up like he'd been following him, starts dancing, and is watching his buddy from the top of the hill fuck the girl in the limousine. He's like, "Oh yeah,"
which is a prime opportunity that they could have gotten the rights to Duran Duran's Chauffeur song, which is about a guy having sex in a limousine. It would have been fitting perfectly for this scene in this movie.
Yeah, the chauffeur was changing the tire while all this was going on. Back at the terrible bar, we flash back there for some reason, and these two people are just fucking on this pinball machine.
Yeah, the pinball wizard.
Yeah, and we meet again the girl. She went out roller skating and got herself into some trouble. The girl that's the scientist's daughter, and Jessica, and she meets the dude from Pet Cemetery here. But she first sits down next to the pinball machine, and this couple is clearly having sex on the pinball machine, and I mean like having sex. This whole thing is by the way, I want to tell everyone, this is a softcore porn. This isn't like a film that somebody made that's like it's a horror movie with some sex in it. This was made as a Showtime not hardcore, but softcore porn.
The director attempted to make a horror movie and a softcore porn movie. And like I told you, the trivia was, the Italian director decided to lose the footage of the horror aspect of the American movie he was making at the same time he was making this Italian movie. And it spliced it together, and this is the amalgamation that we got. Nightmare Weekend.
Well, so anyways, prefacing that, so these people are like literally having 5-minute sex on this thing, on this pinball machine, and they keep looking at the girl to see if she'll like make eye contact, as you do. If you're fucking in a room full of people, you're going to want to look around to see who's noticing and then call them out. Like, are you doing any better? Probably not.
Probably not.
But the girl finally like looks over and she starts to get a little I don't know, feelings, rumblings, I guess.
Yep.
And she leaves abruptly because she's scared by the feelings. The dad from Pet Cemetery follows her out. He gives her a motorcycle ride home. Then we cut back to our house of horrors. They get to the mansion. They're drinking, having fun,
Women at
tickling
the
each
pool.
other. Yeah, pulling it up. Then it cuts back to our nefarious lady who's working for the scientist guy. She's waiting on a shipment of gerbils. That's the big reveal there. The guy, he says it too in the phone. He goes, "Let me know when the gerbils get there." We don't ever know who this guy is or why he's involved or what the deal is with him at all. Just so you know, that has no bearing whatsoever on the film. He just keeps getting phone calls from this random broad who's at this house with all this crazy technology, and she's giving him updates.
And then the hand puppet decided to control everything.
Yes, go.
So the hand puppet, who's Jessica's best friend, Apache,
Mhm.
she then talks to the hand puppet and says, "I've got all these feelings inside. I feel warm. I feel hot. I feel excited. I feel happy." And the hand puppet goes, "Tell me more, so I can compute. Tell me more. Tell me
Yeah.
more." And then his outcome is, "You are in love."
Yes, she's in love with the dad from Pet Cemetery. I've decided that this is going to be the prequel to Pet Cemetery for me from here on out. Well, I did up until the end. Then it doesn't really work. But for a while, that was it. But anyway, so now she knows she's in love and she's going to go find motorcycle guy again. And then we go back to her house of horrors, and they're dancing. And this is when the lady decides that she's going to start the experiments on them. And this is where it gets weird. So as she's turning the dials to do this experiment, she's focusing all of that kinetic energy from that dish from the beginning on the house. Okay. It's starting to do weird shit. It creates these little metal balls. All right.
Like Phantasm.
They look just like the Phantasm balls, so much so that I kept telling Jean-Paul, I'm like, these guys should have been sued. Like, this is straight up the Phantasm balls. They're controlled by this lady, and she's moving them around, and they go into your mouth, and they're supposed to go down to your digestive system and change whoever you are. So, say you're an evil person, you'd change to good. If you're a good person, you change to evil, and she can control you from a control center with that. Again, a pretty cool idea, just done very poorly. So we go through all the other women that are in this house are all fucking somebody. And so we go through each one of them, and these balls go into each room. So, but the whole point of it is to let you watch about 15 minutes of softcore porn. Right? Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
Yeah. By the way, ladies, natural's the way to go. Just saying. The 80s had it right. All right. Anyways, so we go through all of this. There's all these sex scenes. The one dude spends, I'm not kidding you, like 5 minutes kissing this girl's back and then hops on her like he's about to fuck her. And then it cuts and he's done. He starts to brush his teeth. Right? It was like literally 30 seconds of him going, "Oh, that was great." But anyways, he decides he's just not going to brush his teeth and gives the toothbrush to the girl. She starts brushing her teeth and feels something weird and looks down. One of those balls goes in her mouth. Then on the other side, he picks her panties up and starts to smell them, and a ball comes out of the panties and goes into his mouth. Now they're being controlled. There's so many balls in people's mouths in this movie that what?
Before you go on, the scene with him just like almost eating the panties and then coming out and stretching.
The ball is like stuck into the crotch of the panties, so it's like flying in and he's pulling it out. Yeah.
Which was hilarious.
It should have been called. This movie should have had a tagline. There's an awful lot of balls in your mouths. But anyways, so now they're like murdering each other. The second set of people are downstairs and they're making cocktails because they've been like teasing each other because they've already fucked. So in their cocktails, they go to drink them. The ice turns into the little balls. Now they're being controlled and they fucking try to kill each other. So you have that going on. That's just a murder spree. We go back to romantic dinner with Jessica and the dad from Pet Sematary. They have a lovely evening.
They do.
She's kissing the inside of his thighs, America, on a first date, though. I don't know. Tell us in the comments. Is that a little too intimate for a first date? I don't know.
I mean, these other girls were a little intimate on their first dates.
I'm just saying, I mean, even reversed, right? It seemed like a very intimate thing that you would do with somebody that you'd been with for a little bit. Like she's kissing the inside of his leg from his ball sack up to his knee on the first date. I don't know. It just seemed a little bit like something that you would be like, hey, if we're going to do this, God, we've been together for 5 years. You're going to have to kiss my ball sack and then up to my knee. And then that'll get me hard.
Or you went to the second date. I don't know.
Or the second date. But it seemed very weird. So they're having this intimate dinner. They get back to her house. All hell is broken loose. There's a spider for some reason, a giant tarantula. And it's terrorizing people in this house. And then I kind of lose it because I was watching it. I was like, none of this made sense. The end is basically her racing. He gets away.
Before you jump on that, you forget that they go back to her house and Jessica meets up with the nefarious lady.
Right.
The nefarious lady says, hey, that's my man.
She says, yeah, I used to bang this guy. And Jessica gets all mad. She goes in the woods and pouts, and he gets her back and tells her he's going to meet her at this helicopter and they're going to fly away together. Airplane. Was it an airplane? Oh, okay.
Airplane.
Yeah, it looks like a helicopter, but it probably was. No, I think you're right. It was a prop plane. Yeah. But anyways, so long story short, her story is kind of ending there. And there isn't anything really much more going on except these people are murdering each other in the other house. I mean, you take it from there.
And so the nefarious lady ties up Daddy because she ultimately her goal was to get this technology, make money off of it before this guy releases it to the world.
Right.
So she's the reason why the technology has gone bad. She made Skynet self-aware. She helped Apache to jump on it. I didn't understand that, so I didn't know what was going on there. Yeah.
So then all the subjects get killed. Am I right on this?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And then it leads us to our two star-crossed lovers, and Jessica shows up at the airplane, and dude's dead.
Yeah.
So, and then it just ends. It just says the end. It doesn't tell you, did the lady successfully get the technology? Was her test a success? I guess so, right?
No, but then we get the great end theme song. My nightmare fantasy.
Turn it up a little.
Oh, yeah. You have no conscience. You have no sympathy. No sympathy. You are a
nightmare fantasy. So, folks, you might be wondering, did Jean-Paul succeed? I got to say no on this one. I didn't hate it, but I was confused through most of it, and I wasn't annoyed, though. Like, I wasn't angry. I was just confused, and by the end of it, I was like, I saw enough boobs to make this worthwhile. So,
you did fall asleep a couple times, though.
You kept saying that. I wasn't. I was just breathing. I am a fat man now. I don't know what everybody wants from me. I can't fucking, when I'm laying back on a couch, kind of half up, I make a weird wheezing noise now. I don't know what people want from me. Okay. So I wasn't asleep in this one, or I would tell you, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I'd sleep through this whole fucking thing. I don't care.
Now, one thing you did forget to mention that I must bring up, if you guys decide to watch Nightmare Weekend, for you pervy little 13-year-olds and above, it's on Tubi for free, and don't adjust your internet, and don't think that there's something wrong. This movie was redubbed in English, even though it was filmed in English.
Yeah, that's right. We were trying to figure that out too. I guess they probably had to dub it in Italian, so they just probably did both.
Yeah.
So
And did a terrible job with it.
yeah, the mouths are way off, but it doesn't really matter when they're sucking on teats. That's universal.
So I didn't succeed then.
I wasn't annoyed. No, I laughed through a lot of it. So,
but was I good with it being schlocky? Was it? Schlocky?
Oh yeah, very schlocky. I wouldn't recommend this to any film fan.
Okay.
This is like again, this is just something you watch on a Saturday night when you're just bored. You're like, oh, what's this about?
Have a couple beers,
Yeah.
Or you're a 13-year-old and you want your alone time, and you can say, "Mom, it's on Tubi. There's no porn on Tubi, Mom."
You're a horror fan as a kid, and you're like, "Hey, softcore horror porn, all right."
Horror porn. So,
but yeah, I was like I said, I was just bemused would be the word.
Okay. Well, I'll have to try harder, because my original was going to be Thanksgiving 3, but I couldn't find it. So
I know. I really wanted to watch it too.
I know you did. So next month we got the big Christmas, so you can keep up your Turkey Day tree up through Christmas.
Yeah, well, when it hits December 1st, it'll just be a Christmas tree. I mean,
okay. I thought it was a special holiday tree.
It is. It's a holiday tree. It's for all of the holidays.
Okay.
It's also after Christmas. It'll be a New Year's Eve tree.
Ooh, look at you!
And then in February, it'll be a Randy's birthday tree.
So I'm going to treat you with Santa Jaws, which I just recently found out. You can catch it on the good Amazon Prime if you guys have that. So you can watch it before we do, and then comment on it while you get to see our fun podcast next month. I'll also special holiday guests. Hint, hint. He's been with us for the last couple times for holiday movies.
I think I know.
I think you know. So for bringing back the format and bringing back Randy from the dead of COVID.
Yeah, this was a good comeback, man. Uh-oh, what's this?
Oh, we got a surprise.
Can't believe you do this on Christmas Eve. You're grounded.
What? Tomorrow is the Christmas Eve comic book party.
Oh, you should have thought of that before.
You're better off without him. Isn't that right, Santa Jaws?
That is not a shark! That is Santa Jaws! I know her! I made her! That is her!
You son of a fish.
Ho, 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 you son of a fish.
Wow. And what's funny to me about that whole thing was that the main character sounded like the kid from Terminator 2, Edward Furlong.
Oh, no. He's not alive anymore.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, yes, he is alive, but he turned into a CGI mess in the last Terminator movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they didn't even bring him back for it because he was...
Even though they lied and say they did.
Wouldn't that have been an amazing movie? He just comes back, he's 55 pounds overweight, and he's just like, I don't give a fuck about the future, and he's just chugging natural light. Anyways, I was. This was a great day. I had a good day. So thank you, Jean-Paul.
Yes, sir.
As always, I've been Ray McGuff. You guys feel free to comment, send us emails, talk shit on YouTube. I've been reading your YouTube. Some of you are very mean. If you want to do your own podcast, do your own fucking podcast. We gonna come on here and give me shit for? I can't be better. This is all I got. So
Hey,
fuck you.
and I don't care how terrible I am. And I didn't get any new emails from hate. So
Right.
Considering that I figured last month people would at least rip us a new, considering people love Cutthroat Island.
Or I thought they were maybe mad because we took our masks off and sat next to each other.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But,
anyways. Well, as always, I've been Ray McGuff.
I've been Jean-Paul Mantilla. Stay safe. Wear your mask.
Thank you for watching SchlockFest. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Stay 6 feet apart. This has been Zombie Takeover TV's top show, SchlockFest.
Oh.
Bye, guys.
You are a nightmare. You have a hold on me. You move in silence. You will not speak to me. You are a darkness, a total mystery. You are a nightmare fantasy. You are a taker, and you have taken. I cannot sleep yet, I cannot waken. You have no conscience, you have no sympathy.